Greetings, it's Ian from Ranking the Obscure. Welcome to another Saturday Crew. We were going to have Richard, but he's got dogs and babies all round his house today. So hope you're having fun, Richard. He said he'd catch up with us tomorrow. So it's just myself, Nick, and Mike today. And today's is another punk one, but it's based around one album, an album that Mike and myself have got. It's this one here. And I love the title of this. There is no such thing as society. Get a job, get a car, get a bed, get drunk. Which sums up punk rock anyway.
And get on your bike.
And get on your bike, yeah. So this is a compilation of some underground punk. There's a couple on here that I don't. What are they doing on here? I've always said that, but
yeah.
So this is what this is based around today. Put the playlist in as well, so you can listen to the whole album for those of you that haven't got this and you love your punk. So, as it was my idea, I decided I'd better go first.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Yes. Now we've got the usual categories: top drawer, excellent, good, average, and we've still got a bin. I don't know if anything goes in the bin. Then maybe there's a couple of art could be potential bins. So we're going to start off with side one. I've got the album here, so I know where to start. So side one, track one. The first track is The Users, Sick of You. Now this came out in 1977. Now I actually remember this track, and I heard it on John Peel as an 11-year-old late at night when I should have been asleep, and it was a school night. But yeah, I think it's just got that good old-fashioned punky bass line. Didn't matter in them days if you could sing or not. It was just the pure enjoyment. I really like this song. I don't think it's top drawer, but it's definitely excellent for me, this one.
Yeah. I've never heard of you. There's a lot of bands on here I've never heard of. Never heard these tunes before, except for about 4 or 5. I thought it was. I'm with you. I've written down here great guitars and bass. I think it's a cracking opening track for the album. But there was a bit of a guitar solo during the tune, and it all kind of reminded me a wee bit of The Damned. And I really enjoyed it. I'm with you. Not top drawer, but I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm with you two on this. The Users. Yeah, I mean they're part of the the first wave of British punk. They formed in 1976. They're from Cambridge, by the way.
Oh,
and this is a fantastic sort of debut single, and they're one of those bands that you sort of you wonder why they never really made it, because they've certainly got the talent there. And the bass player. I mean, you mentioned there's good bass on there. The bass player is Alvin Gibbs, who ended up in UK Sobs. This is excellent. I think I agree with you. It's not quite top drawer, but definitely worth being in excellent. Yeah,
it is. They're just the energy's there, the rawness, the having fun. So yeah, I think that is definitely excellent. Okay, track 2 on this is Johnny Moped and Incendiary. I can never say this word, Incendiary Device. And this came out in 1978. None of these songs charted, by the way, folks.
Don't surprise me.
Again, this is another one that I remember back in the day. And I think a friend's sister had this on single, believe it or not. And I love this as well. It's just got it's got a melody which is unusual for these sort of songs. It's just good. Again, I don't think this is top drawer, but it is definitely an excellent track. And it sort of adds memories for this song. So yeah, it's not top drawer, but it's excellent for me.
I mean, crikey, Johnny Moped, there's a name I hadn't heard for years. I quite enjoyed this one. I thought it was a great tune, fantastic tune. And in a way, it kind of, the voice sort of kind of reminded me in parts of Ian Jury for some reason. Or the song did. It sounded perhaps a bit like something Ian Jury might do. The guitars were good. The ending, though, was a bit funny. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. A name I've not heard for donkey's years. I'm with Ian. Not top notch, just below.
Right, yeah. I love Johnny Moped. Started in 1974. Would you believe?
Bloody hell!
And still going. I bought a single, a Johnny Moped single, probably a couple of years ago now, called Belinda, I think it is. And so Johnny Moped is still going. Back in the day, he had a bit of a reputation though of sort of being totally unreliable, and he wouldn't turn up at his own gigs sometimes. But yeah, I love this. The song itself, it was meant to be an A side, but ended up as a B side to a track called No One. And it was because, the BBC kind of objected to it, and the lyrics are a bit dodgy, I must say. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and for me, it's bordering on top drawer and excellent.
Yeah, it's now. Is it better than the Users though?
I would say it is just about, but it's a tough one.
Well,
I'm going to put it above the Users because this has actually got a melody to it.
I bow to Mike's knowledge on these matters.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, no,
you could come a cropper if you start listening to me, mate.
Yeah, well, you seem to know about these sort of obscure punk bands and that, and a lot of punk stuff in general. So I'll go with Mike, and just.
Okay, our next one, track 3 on this wonderful LP, is by the Astronauts, and Everything Stops for Baby, which is a song off an album from 1981. I think it's Peter Pan Hits the Suburbs, if I remember rightly, if I've got this right. Now, for me, this is not punk, but more new wave. It's being 1981, it's got that. It's a good song, don't get me wrong, but it's not punk. It's new wave. But I like it, but I don't even. I think it's excellent, good to excellent for me. This one, it doesn't ring the same as the first two that we've had. So I'm going to say bottom end of excellent or top end of good.
Yeah, another band I've never heard of. I thought it was a really great toe tapping tune, and the bass line was good in it as well. Bass, I thought was great. Vocals was good. A lot of these sort of I don't know, early sort of do it yourself punk type bands and that, the vocalists are a bit naff. But I thought he was all right. If I had one complaint, I don't think it was long enough. It was a bit of a short tune, wasn't it? If I'm right.
2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, could have been a wee bit longer. But Yeah, I put it in excellent. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Actually, it's 1979, mate. It
No.
was on
Oh,
their,
wow.
yeah, it was on their debut EP. Probably on the album later on. But the Astronauts are one of those bands, and they've actually released quite a lot of stuff over the years. But that certainly went under my radar. Yeah, it's funny you should mention the lyrics, Nick, because I wrote down here that he's talking his way through the vocals, really, rather than singing.
It did kind of remind me of Ian Jury in a way.
Yeah, but not as good though. But
No,
by any means.
never.
Yeah,
never.
This is a good tune. Yeah, it's more sort of like post punk in it than punk, as you said, Ian. And yeah, I think I enjoyed it. I like the bass, like the drumming on this. But the lyrics, the vocals, kind of, they're not fantastic. I had this good to excellent, but more sort of like I'm tilting more towards good than excellent on this.
Yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength here, aren't we?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think it is the lyric delivery that really does let it down, but musically it's very good. So yeah, we'll put it in good. Okay, our next one is Pretty Boy Floyd and the Gems and Rough Tough Pretty 2. And this is from 78. And this one, I think it's got a really catchy riff to it. It's borderline punk, post-punk for me. It's very good. I don't think I'm really in two minds over this one, and I have been. I do like it, regardless of what genre it fits into. I think it's a cracking song because it's got that hooky, catchy riff. I'm going to be bold, and I think it'd be bottom of top drawer and top of excellent.
I don't know if the album version was a studio one or live, because I only found a live version, unless I'm totally looking in the wrong sort of places. But the live version was good. I thought the guitars was great. I mean, I love punk rock. To me is sort of hard and furious sort of guitars. That's a sort of punk I like. And the guitars in this, I thought were great. Bass was good. The keyboards was good. Vocals, lyrics were good as well. Lead singer, they looked a bit of a poser. A bit like that support band I saw at the Anti Nowhere gig. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was great. Excellent. Yeah, I put it in third place at the minute. Excellent.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're band. They weren't around for long. They're from Belfast, by the way. So this track is 1978. By 1979, they'd gone. That was it. But it's funny you should say post-punk, because I think they're more kind of proto-punk, a bit sort of pop rocky, really, rather than post-punk. But yeah, I do like this. What more can I say? Didn't really write much down here. Yeah, I think they belong in excellent. So certainly not the best one we've talked about so far, but certainly an excellent song.
Yeah, I think Excellent's got a pretty decent slot for it. Okay, next up. This is from 1981. 23 Skidoo Lost Words. Now, I want to know what this is doing on this album.
Exactly.
It's got nothing to do with punk, post-punk, proto-punk. In fact, I don't like this at all. I skip this track. If I'm near the record deck, while this comes on, I move it on to the next one. That's how much I like it. And I'm sorry, I don't think it should be on the album. And I think it should go in the bin because it's just not for me.
Yeah. There's about four perhaps tracks on here. I don't think it should be on this album at all. And to me, this was one of them. I wrote down, I was not expecting this, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Sounded like some sort of 80s pop music, groovy beat, pig bag, haircut 100 type vibe. As a pop song, it was okay with a toe tapping beat, but it's not a punk song. Full stop.
Where does it go
then? Well, if we're rating it in the context of punk, in the bin. If this was an 80s sort of pop song type tier ranking video, it'd be okay. But as far as punk goes, it's nothing like punk to me. In the bin.
Okay, so this was the first one that I marked down as top drawer. No, only joking.
No!
Yeah, 23 Skidoo. Yeah, they're from London. Now, to give it a bit of context, one of the members of this band is Paula Peorage, and she was married to Genesis Peorage, and she was in Psychic TV with him. So no wonder it's a bit bloody weird.
Yeah,
but it's a good sort of funky tune, though, isn't it? But I agree with you. If we're judging this in the context of, you know, should it be on this punk post-punk underground album, it doesn't really belong because it's not, as you say, it's not really punk. It's a bit strange. It's a funky dance tune. It's okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I had it down, you know, purely on the sort of you know, the merits of it as a tune. I had it in good, but you know, I know what you two mean. It doesn't really belong on the album. So if you want to put it in the bin, you put it in the bin, mate.
Yep, and that's where it's going.
It's good as a pop song. It's good.
Yeah,
you know,
if this was pop, underground pop, I think it'd be higher.
Yeah, but not in the context of the album title and, you know, what it's all supposed to represent. It's naff.
Okay, so to round off side one, we have a tune by the Not Sensibles, and it's one of the best ones on the album. I'm in love with Margaret Thatcher. Brilliant song. Absolutely brilliant. This sort of sums up anti-establishment punk. It's the words, it's up yours, Maggie, but we still love you. I love you for who you are. I'm putting this in top drawer because I just think this is one of the best songs, and it's got the best title.
I love this one. I love this one. It's a great sort of sing-along, toe-tapping type tune, although the lead singer's voice sort of got on my onions a bit. Sounded like the bloke out the Toy Dolls. But like I say, it was a great, good old sing-along song. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I put it in good though.
Yeah, I absolutely predicted that you'd say top drawer, Ian.
Oh.
I knew you would, because you mentioned this song quite a lot, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
You know, the Not Sensibles, the Barren Knights of punk. And, yeah, only joking. Yeah, I quite like this, and I quite like them, and it's a nice sort of sing along tune. They come from up north. They come from Burnley, which is that sort of no man's land between Yorkshire and Lancashire, that sort of area. But they had another song out that the context of it is that they were named as Gary Bushel's single of the week. And they couldn't stand Gary Bushell because at the time Gary Bushell was promoting a hardcore sort of like extreme right wing oi, and so they really hated it because it was sort of like completely against everything they believed in. So they actually released a single called Gary Bushel's Record of the Week, which wasn't very complimentary about the guy. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this one. Yeah, I quite like it, but it's a bit of fun, but it's not a record I've ever really wanted in my collection. I'd put it as good.
It's quite repetitive as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's got an infectious sort of sing-along beat, but I don't think it's brilliant, you know.
Oh, right. So that's two goods to my top drawer. I'm going to be noble in defeat here. I'll put it in good. Because that's
you can put it at the top of good if you like.
There we go then. Right.
We'll give you that.
Okay, starting side 2 of this album is a little track by The Rings, and it's called I Wanna Be Free. Now, what I love about this is that it's plug in and go. You can just imagine them all there, putting their instruments in, someone going over to the cassette, hitting the play and running back to get ready to do their bit. It's got so much energy, and as a song, it's good, but it's not the best punk song that I've ever heard. But I just love it for its energy, and it's quaint in a way. It seems like this is what punk's about, plugging in and recording it yourself. But I wouldn't put it in top drawer. I would put it at the top of good, in good, because it's not the best song you'll ever hear, but I do like it.
It's a bit like the previous one, sort of catchy, sort of sing-along tune. With the I'm walking in my brown shoes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Like the guitar. I really like the guitar in it. And there was a bit of a catchy sort of drumming solo as well, wasn't there?
Yes.
But, yeah. Bit like the previous one, good catchy sort of sing along, toe tapping tune. I'd put it perhaps a bit above the previous one in the good, wasn't it? Didn't we put it in good?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah. I'd put it just above that one.
Yeah. I love this. I think it's fantastic. It's their only single, 1977. Like you say, Ian, it's DIY punk, and for that, it's got a He's got to be rewarded for being that. And the really strange thing about this is the band was fronted by Twink, who was in the Pink Fairies. You know,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
What a surprise, really, isn't it? I think it sounds not very like them, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of Sham 69, just slightly. But I think this should go in excellent.
What do you reckon, Nick? Do you think it's just
Yeah, no, I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's good end of good. But I think it should be, for when we think about it, I think it does need to be in excellent, just because it's raw and DIY punk, and I think we're all for a bit of DIY punk.
We are.
So it'll go in excellent. We'll put it at the bottom of excellent, I think. Okay, the next one, according to this, is 1977-ish. It is The Now and a song called Development and Corporations. Now, this is a song that needs a little bit more beef, especially in the bass department. It's a little bit, it's a good song and the guitar riffs are brilliant, but it's got nothing to back it up. I guess it's a good punk song, but it's a little bit of a wet lettuce in places. It just it just doesn't ring the same. I mean, yes, it deserves to be on this album, but it needed someone to go in and do a better bass line or plug it in or turn it up or something. It just lacks that. And for that reason, I can only put it in average because it just doesn't ring to me.
I kind of agree and disagree. I think it got off to a bit of a slow start. Guitars and bass were okay, but apart from that, the guitars and bass being okay, the rest of it I thought was just didn't impress me very much at all. I don't think it was very good. Could be a contender for in the bin.
Right. Yeah, these guys, apparently they were the first punk band in Peterborough.
God.
You know, I mean, so we're talking about pioneers here. Yeah. So I formed in '76. This single was '77. They released another single and then they were gone. And I think they were gone quite deservedly so, quite honestly. Yeah, it, like you say, it doesn't really go anywhere. The playing's not great. The vocals are really not good at all. So to cut a long story short, I think it's average at best.
Yeah, I think it's not as bad as what's in the bin. At least this attempted to be a punk song. I will give them that, shall we? They attempted to be punks, and they're from Peterborough, so this is probably very punk for Peterborough. If anyone from Peterborough is watching, I do apologise. So we'll put it in average. Okay, the next one is a song that I know quite well, the Killjoys, and Johnny Won't Get to Heaven. This came out, I think it says on my notes, 1977-ish. Cracking song. Really like this one. It's got that proper raw energy. It's a little bit more, as you say, professional punks than the Rings. There's a little bit more class to this. It's got the same energy, but this has got just that class. And when you hear this, it's got that punk sound. And I think this is one of the best songs on this album. And I'm going to be bold again, and I'm going to say top drawer.
Is Is Mike going to mention the lead singer, or shall
I
I
was
do
going
it?
to, yeah. I was going to, but you
I'll
can,
leave
you
it.
can make,
I'll leave it to you, mate.
yeah.
I'll leave it to you. This is the best song on the entire album, and I've got a copy of it behind in a box behind me. Top Drawer, Move On.
Yeah, yeah, it's a song. It's a song that I think people will probably know. Yeah, yeah. Johnny Won't Go to Heaven. Yeah, lead singer Kevin Rowlands of Dexys, of course, but also Jill Weston of Girls' Schools in this band as well.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, this is where Jill Weston started.
Yeah, and it's absolutely top drawer punk as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, top drawer.
Yeah, how did he go from this to Come On Eileen?
Yeah, but
Sure.
Come On Eileen was a bit of a blip, wasn't it? I mean, there's a lot of Dexys stuff that is better than that.
Yeah. So we got our first top drawer, and I've always thought that's where that was going.
Yeah.
Okay, our next song is from a band called the Impossible Dreamers, and it's called Spin from 1981. This is another contender for the bin. It just not fit on here. I mean, did they forget the remit, the punk song? There's nothing punk about this. This is just techno-y, poppy crap. So it's a bin for me.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's another one of those sort of 80s pig bag, Haircut 100, groovy beat tunes. It's not really punk, is it? Or post-punk or whatever punk you want to call it. It's more like carnival sort of beat type sound and music. And it's an instrumental as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
About, yeah.
In the bin. Again, if you're talking 80s pop, you perhaps put it a bit higher up, but in the context of this album and that, and I didn't like the tune much anyway, if I'm totally honest, so it can go in the bin for me.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be on this album. Yeah, it's from 1982, which is one of the later singles on here. And again, these guys, apparently they're from Devon. They come from Exeter. They moved up to London. They were doing the kind of West London squatting thing that so many of the sort of great punk bands did at the time. But they're not one of the great punk bands. I think they only had 2 or 3 singles. It's virtually an instrumental. This, and it just doesn't do it for me. I would put it in average.
Average. Well, there's 2 bins, and I think we got. Well, are you okay? It goes in the bin, Mike.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Okay,
And
what have we got next?
Like I say, I know punk is quite a bit of a broad church, but it ain't this, is it? It ain't that.
No. Okay, our next one comes from. Let's make sure I've got this the wrong way round. The band's called The Lines, and the track's called White Night. Now, this is quite melodic for a punk tune. It's got a bit of a melody. It's got some really nice guitar work on this. I like this track because it's a little bit different, but it's very quality. I wouldn't say this is top drawer. It's probably, for me, bottom end of excellent to good. I think this is just a little bit different, and it really worked. Yeah,
it kind of reminded me of bit of some sort of 60s garage type tune. The singer had a bit of a sort of psychedelic type voice and lyrics. It was an okay tune, okay song, but nothing more than that for me. Good to excellent, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, it's pleasant enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, what is it? I couldn't really classify this. Yeah, is it post punk? But it's not. It's not really. It's something else. And like you say, Nick, it gets, it's a bit 60s sort of garage, a bit sort of psyche in places. Yeah, I quite like it, but I couldn't put it any higher than good, I think.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement. I said bottom, top, good to excellent. So yeah, I think on the whole, as a group, I think good is the best place for that one. Okay, up next, who have we got next? We've got a band called O Level and a track called East Sheen. Now, this is one of those DIY punk bands, but to be quite honest, the poor end of the DIY, it is... Oh dear, Mike's gone. It's got a lot of energy. They're not the best musicians in the world, but you've got to take your hats off them for having a go. And, they've had the balls to make a record. And in a funny way, I do like it. Even though it's quite amateurish. But where would I put it? It's a good song. I wouldn't put it any higher than good because it is a bit amateurish.
Yeah, it was an okay tune. Guitars was okay in it. It was a bit of a riff, or a hook, which kind of turned into a bit of a 60s surf type tune, didn't it? And the lead vocalist, I think, was trying to sound a bit like Johnny Rotten. I mean, it was an okay. It was okay. Good to excellent. Nothing more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. The O Level.
We're going to get told off now.
This is the single. This is the single. It's from 1977, by the way. They're a London band. This is the single that's mentioned in the TV personalities track, Part-Time Punks, and it's a single that the Part-Time Punks gone by. And the reason that the O Level get a mention in a TV personalities song is that most of the members of O Level were members of TV personalities. And I love this. I absolutely love this. I mean, it is very punky. I think it's a bit tongue in cheek. They start off, don't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, nah. And I just think it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I had this in top drawer.
Oh,
yeah. But
I'd go with the flow. I wouldn't argue with you.
But it's the sort of punk that I quite like. I love TV personalities, and I love this.
Well, shall we put it in excellent then? Because it's sort of halfway between everybody.
Okay,
yeah.
Go on then.
I didn't know it was. It may have been a parody of TV personalities, isn't it? Really. So, do you think they played like that on purpose?
I don't know, but I think it's a bit of a throwaway single. I think, but yeah, it's them. It's TV personalities mainly. Yeah.
Okay, our next track is from the Germs, and they spell not as it's the Germs, but it's spelled JEMZ, and a track called Power Cut. Now, this starts off with a line from Dad's Army. Put that light out.
Yeah.
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 Don't tell them, Pike.
Yeah. So yeah, when I first heard this, I thought, oh, I love that. Put that light out. Hey, it's a good old tune. This is. It's got that punk dun 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 dun, dun, dun sort of sound to it. Silly lyrics, but that's what it's all about. I thoroughly enjoy this song. It's a little light bit of parody, I suppose, as well. Does it have a little nod to Dad's Army at the beginning? I'd put this excellent, top end of good, bottom end of excellent. I think this is a really cracking song.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. I think it great guitar hook and the chanting in the power cut. Oh, I really liked it. Short and punchy, tapping your fingers, chanting away.
But this was the time of power cuts anyway, wasn't it? You know.
Well, yeah. Would it have been the old winter discontent and all that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was just before Jim Callaghan got the date of the election wrong, and we got Margaret Thatcher, didn't we? Yeah.
I'd put it in excellent. I really enjoyed that. It was a good little song.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love this. The Germs. This is a one-off single. This is a single that I've been looking for a long time, but I don't think I'll have it because they go for north side of 150 quid. These singles. It's a one-off single. The guys at the band were from York. The drummer called Kevin Knight went on to be part of Delta 5, and Delta 5 are part of the Leeds art school punk scene, along with the Mekons, who we'll talk about in a bit, and obviously Gang of Four. And yeah, I love this. I had this in excellent to top draw.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a great underground punk song, isn't it? And it was very relevant what was going on in the country. I think we understand it more because we're all we was coming up 12-ish. You was a bit older, Mike, but you remember all about this. So yeah, it's an excellent song. Okay, what have we got next? We have got. Let's get this right. The band are as Roses Are Red, and the track is Can't Understand. A good. Now this is a sort of punky rock and rolly number. It's got that sort of 50s guitar sound on it that you'd expect from Chuck Berry and Eddie Cochran, and they've actually integrated it well into a punk song, and it works perfectly. This is, I think, one of the hidden gems on this album. I'd never heard this until obviously I'd got this album, and this is one of my favourite songs on the album. And I'm going to be bold, and I think this is top drawer because it's a little bit different. They've gone for a different twist, but they've executed it very well.
I really enjoyed this one as well. Really like the guitars. There's a bit of a guitar solo as well. The lead singer, in a way, kind of reminded me a little bit of Elvis Costello. I heard a bit of him in there.
That's what I kept thinking. Who does this remind you of me? And you've just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. I really like this one. Is it top drawer? I don't know. Definitely excellent. Top end of excellent, perhaps bottom end of top drawer. Who knows?
Yeah. Bound from London. One-off single again. But Yeah, it's the kind of rock and roll end of punk, isn't it? And I love this stuff. You know, very very raw and very ready. And as I say, one-off single, but three of the members of the band went on to sort of better things, and they were part of one of my favourite punk bands, and that's the Vibrators. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it was a kind of dress rehearsal for the Vibrators, really. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I had this, you know, bordering between top drawer and excellent.
Ooh, I'd really like this to go in top drawer, because now you've said that they became the Vibrator, that you could tell that the quality was there already on this one song. So I think this deserves to be in top drawer.
Yeah, do it. No, you go ahead. I thought it was a great tune.
Okay, next one. This is Eric Random and a track called 23 Skidoo. And just like 23 Skidoo,
yeah,
what the hell's this on here for? It is absolutely shite. Bin.
Yeah. Are you done?
I am.
Yeah, well, I've got it. Eric Random, Bloody Row. Sounds like some sort of electronic interference type thing that Brian Eno would do. Move on. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. It was fucking awful.
Yeah. I think you're doing Brian Eno a bit of a disservice to compare this to him, quite honestly. Yeah, from Manchester, which explains a lot, I reckon. Although, having said that, yeah, there's some decent bands from Manchester, aren't there? But nothing to compare with this side of the Pennines, apart from the Buzzcocks, maybe. Yeah, Eric Random, 23 Skidoo. It's rubbish, isn't it? You know, he was associated with Cabaret Voltaire, but this is just, you think, WTF, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it is. yeah. Shall we just put it in and talk about something really good, because the next one is an absolute classic as far as I'm concerned. The Nerves and TV adverts. I think every person knows this. What can I say? Top drawer all the way. I love the guitars. It's raw, it's sharp, it's punchy. It's everything that you expect in a punk rock song. Simple as. I rest my case.
Yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, real catchy guitar in this one. Good catchy chorus. Really enjoyed it. Great tune. Valiant effort. Excellent at worst. Top drawer at best. I'll go with you, Ian.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. 1978, and from Stafford, one-off single. Should have been a lot more from them, because this is bloody brilliant. It's just, I just wrote it down. You know, great punk from '78. It's excellent, at least. You know, top of excellent, I'd say, or bottom of top drawer.
Well, it's going to go bottom of top drawer. I think there's enough to say that. Okay, the next one's probably quite close to Mike's heart. This one is, so we've got to be careful, Nick.
I was going to say, yeah. What you
Okay, this is the Mekons and the track 32 Weeks, and I love this. It's one of those DIY plug in and go. It's got the rawness, it's got the energy, and it's about getting drunk, and it's all about late 1970s. It's another song that I thoroughly enjoy listening to, and I think it's bottom end of top drawer excellent for me all the way.
Yeah, I really like this one as well. I've not heard a great deal by the Mekons, but I knew Mike knows of them. A bit of a favourite with him. A good old short, sharp shot with punchy guitar and punchy lyrics. I'd put it in top drawer actually, but not as high up as the Killjoys.
Yeah, you're quite right. I love this. Yeah, the Mekons, they were the punkiest of the sort of like the Leeds sort of art school. See, they were punkier than Gang of Four and Delta Five, and yeah, quite often the sort of the bands would Mekons, Delta Five, Gang of Four, they might sort of swap members, but when they're playing, and there was a kind of unofficial sort of band that was members of the Mekons and members of Delta 5, and they were called Mekon Delta. And yeah, so this is a track. It's a lesser known track really, because it's on their single. It's their second single, which has never been in a riot. And yeah, and the sort of when you got the it says get a job, get a car, get a bed, get drunk. That's lyrics from this song. Yeah, 1978. Yeah, I love the Mekons, and it's got to be in top drawer.
That's an easy one then. Okay, up next. Make sure I've got this. Right, this is a band called The Freeze, and this is a song off their Iain Colour EP, and it's called JPS, open brackets, with love and loathing, close brackets. No points for guessing the year.
Yeah, don't go there, mate. Don't go there.
What do I reckon of this one? Well, it's an interesting track, I think. For a punk song, it's got some very intricate guitar work. It's more guitar work that you'd expect in a prog song, not a punk song. So hats off, and they've integrated it into the song very well. It's got that rawness, it's got the energy. For me, this does tick all the boxes. It's an interesting track. I'd never heard it, but I thoroughly enjoy listening to this one. So I would. This is definitely excellent, but I don't think it's not quite top drawer, but it is definitely excellent for me.
Yeah, another one I really liked. Had a bit of a weird opening, and then it really sort of got going. Great sort of punk sounding guitars, but in there it kind of went a bit sort of plinky plonky. Yeah, but overall a great catchy tune. I really liked it. I'd put it in excellent, but I mean it's up to you how high up in it. It's not top drawer. I don't think it's top drawer. Great effort, but definitely in the excellent area.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Yeah, they're a Scottish band. They're from Linlithgow in West Lothian. Again, didn't do much. A couple of singles. This is one of the tracks off their debut. It's great. It's proper sort of. It's proper punk. It's a track that and again it's not a band that I really knew very well until I got this album. But yeah, I would definitely put it in excellent.
Yeah, it's quite a lot in excellent. Okay, the next one. from the Scabs, a band that I'd heard of, and a track called Leave Me Alone. It's got a lovely line on this. Excuse my French, it tells you to fuck off and go home.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. But this is a really catchy tune. It's got attitude, this song, big time. Lots of attitude. And again, that is one of the traits of punk. It's got to have attitude, and this has got it by the bucketful. It's got some nice little riffs in it as well. So another track that I think is definitely excellent for me.
Yeah, the vocals was okay. They're good. Great sort of punk guitar rhythm. But the drums to me sounded like it was like a Bon Tempi home organ drum machine. I've got written down here. It was okay, good enough. Excellent, I don't know. Excellent, bordering on good. I did enjoy it though.
Yeah. Again, they released one EP, 4 tracks. This is one of them, and I love it. You know, it's dance punk, really, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, I would go with excellent, I think.
Yeah, I think it, as I said, it has got that attitude, hasn't it? Lots
it's
of
getting
attitude.
quite busy, the old excellent category, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, our next one, it's an 80s one, this is, and it's by the Cravats, and it's called You're Driving Me. This is a real strange vocal, this is. Is it a punk song? Is it post-punk? Is it new wave? It's okay. I don't want to. It doesn't make me want to get out the chair and start jumping around the room when this is on. Put it that way. So, even in my state, I wouldn't. It's for me. It's top end of average, bottom end of good. It's okay, and that's as far as I can go on that one.
Yeah. I don't think this one would get me up and pogoing about. Bit weird vocals, bit of a weirdy electronic tune. I didn't really care for it much, to be honest. Didn't think it was very good. Possibly one for the bin or average.
Yeah. I know you guys wouldn't like it very much. The Cravats from the Midlands somewhere, I think, and they're on the Small Wonder label, which is quite an excellent label actually. Broke a lot of bands. I think The Cure's first single was on Small Wonder initially. But anyway, that's by the by. They're a bit arty. They're a bit weird. They describe themselves as neo-Dadaists, whatever that means.
If you're not Neo Gaga,
yeah, but they're I think they kind of go out of their way to try and be a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you want to, if you want to listen to the Cravats, I think their single "Burning Bridges" is a lot better than this. I had this down as average. I can't really get on with it.
No, I think average is as I think it is the bottom end of average because I think the Now are much better than that. Okay,
my dad used to enjoy a cravat.
Yeah. Do you remember Richard Whiteley? The
yeah.
He used to wear a cravat from time to time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, our next one is from the Shapes, and it's a song called "What's for Lunch, Mum?"
Yeah.
And I love this. It just reminds me of being a 12-year-old coming in and going, "What's for lunch, Mum?" Everyone done it.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer holiday when you've been playing out and you will come back for lunch. What we got for lunch and that thumping track. I really like this. I think it takes me back to my childhood, even though I'd never heard this when I was listening to it, and I listened to it under the headphones, and I thought, oh yeah, I can relate to this. Every single word in this. I think this is excellent. Could even be top drawer. It's just a fantastic little number.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way on this. I think this is a real sort of hidden gem on this album, and it's only about 1 minute and 20 odd seconds long.
Let's have a look.
Great.
It is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, really catchy, great catchy tune. You know, what's for lunch, Mum? Not beans again.
Yeah.
Fantastic! I love this one to death. A real hidden gem, I think. I'd be happy to see it in top drawer, just because it was a great, fun, catchy tune. Brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah. You have to smile, don't you? You know, I mean, like you say, it's one for us Brits who were sort of growing up. You know, if you're a kid in the sort of like 60s and 70s, and you'd be playing out with your street mates, and then your mum would call you in for dinner, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
And it's kind of reminiscent of that, and it's a lot of fun, makes you smile, and I mean, I think it's not the best tune in the world, but
no.
But there's just something about it. I think it's sort of it kind of tunes into that sort of cultural sort of moment, you know, that you know exactly what they're talking about here, and for that reason, I'd put it in top drawer.
I'm glad that's going in top drawer because it's memories that song invokes to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Next song is by a band called The Cigarettes, and it's called "They're Back Again," and here they come. Now, the beginning of this sounds like some old boy playing down the pub on the piano. You know, what? What's this all about? And it turns out to be a pretty solid song in the end. But the piano at the beginning is a bit off-putting to me. I do like the song, but I think you just can't get away from that piano, even if you listen to it all the way through. What was the piano there for? What did that serve? So for me, this is okay. I didn't dislike this track. I mean, I don't dislike any of these tracks apart from the ones that are in the bin. So I would say this is a good song, but I wouldn't put it any higher.
I've written down piano opening. And then it sort of sped up a little bit, got better. I quite enjoyed it, actually. And I see a picture of them. Well, I was looking for something on Discogs. And then I ended up looking through the seller's other stuff. And a 7-inch single of this was in his inventory for stuff for sale. And I had a look at the picture of it, and then I had a look at the price, 270 quid.
Oh,
yeah. It kind of sounded a bit like a mod revival band. And if you see the picture of them on the sleeve, you can sort of see why with the boating blazers on and that sort of stuff. But I thought it was a good enough tune. excellent. I don't think it's top drawer. I think it's better than good. I'd put it in excellent. I quite enjoyed it actually, but I didn't enjoy the actual price of the single.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's one of these things. It's expensive because it's rare, not because it's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. Mod revival. I agree with you. I mean, I wrote down here that I think you could see them supporting the Jam maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they've got that sort of, they've got that mod look, and it's sort of like, it's kind of like 60s beat and punk, isn't it? A sort of, kind of mishmash of that. Yeah, I had this in good to excellent.
Yeah. I think I mean, it is a good tune, but it's, as you said, it's more of a mod revival. So I think good. Put it in good, and I'll put it there. Put it just there. Okay.
You could argue with the Jam sort of in, punk. Are they punk mod revival? It's in the same vein, really, but not as good as the Jam, obviously.
No.
Okay, our next one from a band called Disturbed. This is from the 80s, and it's called I Don't Believe. Now, this is more, to me, it's a really good song, but I'd say this is more post-punk new wave. And it's got a female singer, but I think her name's Josie Munns.
Yeah.
She's got, her voice is brilliant. I think her vocal's brilliant on this. I really like this song. And I can't believe this song didn't do much in the charts, because it is of a good quality. I would happily put this in excellent. I just think this is a really good tune. And it's down to the vocal by Josie. I think she did a terrific job on that.
Yeah, I kind of looked into this one a little bit, because the name was familiar. Disturbed. I knew it wasn't there's like a sort of metal band in there called Disturbed. I knew it wasn't them. But I've written down Josie Munns. I could imagine Polystyrene singing this. I really could.
Yeah.
It was an okay song. It was good enough. I wouldn't say it was brilliant, but enjoyable. And apparently the single is quite rare and very, very collectible, and I suppose very, very pricey as well.
Yeah.
But I'd be happy enough in excellent.
Yeah. It's the only track on the album with female vocals, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Again,
I didn't even know it.
Yeah, one-off single, 1979. Great. Yeah, I wrote down Polystyrene here as a sort of comparison, and also sort of Honey Bain, who was Fatal Microbes. She was a bit weird, but yeah, I like this. I would put this in excellent.
Yes, I think that's a good place for it. I'll put it there for now. Okay, we've got the penultimate one now. Now, this is from, I think it's a 1977-ish band called Puncture and a track called Mucky Pop. Now, this is hilarious. I mean, I'm going to quote one of the lines from it. I pick my nose and then I eat it up. I'm a real humdinger. I'm a mucky pup. And then farther on, there's a lyric that says, I can't be rude, but the other one I like is the 9 o'clock news, having a trip on bleeding over Angela Rippon. You just can't get any better than that. That's far quality song. I just love this. It's not top drawer at all, but it's still excellent. It's a lot of fun. The lyrics are very cleverly tongue-in-cheek, very cleverly written. he does it. He more he speaks it than sings it, and I like tracks like that. It reminds me of the bit in like in Part Life by Blur when Phil Daniels does it. It's got that sort of Cockney tongue in cheek to it, and that's why I like it. So for me, this is an excellent track.
I've got to disagree with you, I'm afraid. I have written down Angela Rippon.
Yeah.
I just found it too repetitive. There's a lot of electronic noise in it, if I remember right. It sort of got on my jollops. And I didn't like it much at all. Sorry. Well, I wouldn't want. It's hovering above the bin average.
Right. I think I fall in the middle of you two. Yeah, it's kind of all right. It's the first release on the Small Wonder label, and they were out of Small Wonder. I think they run the label out of a small record shop in Chiswick or somewhere in London anyway. So this is the debut single for the label. Yeah, I mean the lyrics are a lot of fun. It's a bit of there's a cultural references in here about watching Angela Rippon on the 9 o'clock news. But as a song that I really want to listen to, it's not there. I had this in good.
I think
it's not as good as What's for Lunch.
No, I think we can put this in good because it's sort of put it in there. Okay, so we've reached the last song on the album, and this is Joseph K, and it's Radio Drill Time. Okay, this is more new wavy sort of sound to me.
Yeah.
I just wonder what the hell's this doing on this album. Now, if this was an underground new wave, I think, this is a good song on it. But it's not punk really for me. It's a decent enough song, but in the contents of an underground punk now, it's average. It's an average song for this album as far as I'm concerned.
I'm kind of in the same sort of area as you. Remind me of it could almost have been Department S. A lot of electronic noises. I've also written down pretentious crap. An album track at best. Well, it is on an album, but I didn't really care much for it. Again, perhaps hovering above the bin.
Yeah. Joseph K, band from Glasgow, track from 1980. Now, there are certain record labels, aren't there? I mean, I like to buy stuff. If it's on Stiff, if it's on Chiswick, if it's on Two Tone, you think, there's probably worth a listen. There's a bit of quality here. This is on Postcard Records, a Scottish label, and for me, Postcard Records was sort of like they're bands to avoid. They're very sort of like it was kind of this generic sort of like drippy sort of indie that doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, you probably might like these bands, but Orange Juice and Aztec Camera were on Postcard Records, and I just don't go for it. Yeah. And Joseph K, you say they're pretentious Pratt's or something. It's not great, and it's not punk, and it don't belong here. and it's average at best.
Yeah, so I'll put it in average. So there is our list. So we're quite happy what's in the bin, and that's where it belongs and should never see the light of day. And we will continue skipping them on the album. The averages, I think that's... I've got to go. Door. So there we go. That's the end of the list. So in the bin, I think we can agree that they're not to see the light of day ever again.
Yep.
Yes. Don't you ever darken our doors again.
Yeah.
Okay, the average songs, we've got the Now, the Cravats and Joseph K. I don't think there's no movement there either. And the way they're going to go, I think just leave them as they are, because there's not much, as I say, there's just a fag packet between them, really. There's not much. Now, the good, we've got the Cigarettes, we've got the No Sense, and White Knight, and Mucky Pup, and the one, like the second one, I think, no, the Astronauts. Do you want to move any of them about?
I'm quite happy with that, but what about the Not Sensibles? Because you've got to think about this
Yeah,
one. You want to be at the top of good.
if it was left to me, yeah.
I'll go with the flow.
Okay. I'll put Maggie T there. The Excellent, I can't. I think that is. I think we got that right. But what order they come in, I don't. I think it's one of them where we could be.
Like I've just been saying to Mike, you can't really separate a lot of these songs, can you?
No, you can't, because they are. I mean, they're all excellent punk songs.
Yeah, the top two in Excellent, I think we all agree should be right up there. Johnny Moped and the Users.
Yeah.
I'll have to start listening to a bit of Johnny Moped. Not really listened to him for a long time.
So the top draw, I still think the Killjoys is number one.
Well, yeah, I agree. Not just because I really love the song and I've got the single. I think it is the best one on the whole album.
Yeah. I agree.
Then we got Roses Are Red, and we've got the TV adverts, Mekons, and What's for Dinner, Mum?
Yeah.
I don't think, apart from the Killjoys being the number one, the others, I don't think you can split and move about, because these are all good songs. I mean, apart from the ones I'd say the average and the bin ones, forget them, but the others are all really good punk songs.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these songs they scored quite lowly because we don't really think they should have been on this album.
Yeah.
No.
Like Joseph K. I would have put Joseph K a little bit higher if it wasn't for the fact that I don't think it belongs in a post-punk collection.
So that one's been a fun one to do again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've quite enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this one.
Yes, I have. It's been a good one to do. Anyway, next time we're doing be on a Saturday. It'll be the 14th of March, but we've definitely not got Mike because he's got other plans. There'll probably be Richard, myself, and Nick, but we haven't decided what we're doing yet. So need a little confab with Richard. But you'll see us all again on Thursday night.
Yep.
Because it's live stream night, and we've got our topic is the wow factor, and it's no sort of rules. It's just how you would interpret the wow factor. So get your thinking caps on, and we'll see you all on Thursday. So have a pleasant weekend, Bye for now, folks.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.